are in Utah. All right, so week 10 is shifting now over to the leadership side. And again, it's taken, I think, a lot of the stuff that we were previously doing, especially with the R3 assessments. I'm trying to pull up my screen and see you guys at the same time. All right, Michelle is back. Leadership. Okay, leadership lid. I think we've digested the leadership lid quite a bit. Probably the new component of this was the understanding me versus we leadership. Did that kind of make sense? How they're pulling in what John Maxwell's saying about, the first person you need to lead is yourself, and changing yourself in order to lead more effectively, the me versus we. No, yes,
yeah, absolutely.
3 yeses. All right, perfect. Did you guys have any questions on the belief lid, how high it is, communication styles? They get more into the communication styles at the end, so I'm not sure why that question was put into this section, but and then the obstacles, overcoming the daily and weekly obstacles on belief lids, proactively preparing to navigate the obstacles. I think we talk a lot about that, with people, whether it's duplicated down into our teams and they're actually doing that with kind of the launch and the launch guide and stuff, setting people up for success. But for us, it reminds me a lot of the components of either GoPro or first year in network marketing, where it's setting up the right belief system for people as they enter network marketing if they're not familiar with it. The no's and the rejections and the spouse bomb and stuff like that. But I don't know that we actually have a good community-based adaptation of setting people up with those right beliefs and raising their lids on it.
Sean, you said this is week 10, right?
What's that?
This is week 10, right?
Did I jump onto 11?
I think so, because I was just
I'm
like,
I
any
of
of
those
those
away from the
questions.
first minute, so I was like,
That's funny.
did I miss that he's like overgoing?
I don't know which one you're on, but I'm not.
I'm actually on week 15, so
Oh,
I'm trying
sitting
to.
here flipping through my stuff and I'm like, where the heck is he? I know I just started this, but I am like, I was like, okay, am I on the wrong week?
Well, and I was thinking he was going after, like recapping belief lids. And I'm like, okay, where is he at?
Well, now you get a preview into week 11, because that was probably week 11.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm excited for week 11 now.
Yeah, week 11, if that's what it was. Let me see. I'm trying to get back. My screen is really slow.
Understanding your impact is where I'm at.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we
same.
aren't switching over to leadership yet. I
we're on
was 1 week ahead.
MOI.
Okay,
And how to increase impact.
yep. All right, so there was a sneak peek into week 11, which is
I'm
awesome
sorry.
because it's really getting into identifying how you communicate. And once you realize how you communicate, then you can, adapt once you realize how other people, which I think is really cool. Because for me, and it especially shows through on my R3, I don't need to have a conversation. And we're laughing with our account manager, Mike Brown, yesterday about this. He's like, well, I know Sean, I don't have to ask him how his week was. I can immediately, when the Zoom starts, just jump into topics of let's get to work.
And it's not that you like that he can, it's that's what you want.
Right.
Like Sean just wants to get things.
We have
done.
30 minutes. I don't want to spend 5 minutes talking about what everybody did, but in realizing other people's communication styles, mine, unless I'm talking with Jillian Fisher or I'm talking with Leslie Powell, it doesn't work. People want to have that community of, okay, I want to know that you're interested in me, So anyway, that's next week. So let's go back to, we are actually wrapping up and we're not on leadership yet. So we are finishing up the operational lids. I guess, you know, first of all, as you looked at the homework stuff, this one was a lot shorter than what week 9 is, and it's a lot shorter than what week 11 is. What is best for going through this material? How's your
It's a lot
comfort level?
shorter, but it's really important.
Oh, it's super important.
And we actually, Sean, I remember doing this at our 360 event. And I'm sure if I look back at my 360 event details, I mean, I know I've got to step it up even more, getting, you know, past I mean, especially, I'm just saying today, I'm feeling so powerful with Amy, congratulations last night. I know we got to keep going on with this, Mr. Driver, but 27 freaking guests out of 47, more than half of the room.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got me all fired up, and then seeing the profile flying people and getting those exact details. And that's what we've been working on. And I'm so excited for all of us of getting granular. How many people were in the room? How many people were guests? How many people? Let's keep that momentum going and tracking that. And I'm just bringing that up because that's where we get into the good, the great, that like how, like truly knowing that. And then I'm sitting here having visions at our new house of where all my marker boards are going to be for these specific KPIs and, you know, all of that. So super important. I would love to hear where everybody's number, like what your score was for each of you.
My score was pretty medium rank. Mine was 19.
Yeah.
So it fell in the good area. For me, this all came back to like the 2 goals I had were honestly just streamlining things again, and just really, I think almost weekly, I have to build it into my team's head that what the system is when they bring someone in. But then it made me look at too, I reached out to Bob Heilig and he responded right away. I was so grateful because being in his program, he has systems for everything that you can create. But I wanted, again, like the holistic view of what systems should be in place. And he said prospecting, so that's inviting, and then marketing, which is like social media, onboarding, accountability, and then retention. And those were the 5 that he gave. So then in looking at those, like I spent some time like on my team page, like how accessible, and it was great timing too, because I have someone, Jessica Erdmanchek, that wants to come back in. So I saw her going through the guides and I saw her having questions, and I saw some of them weren't updated. I saw she had questions again, and I don't want that. Like I want somebody to be able to come back in and know exactly where they need to go and exactly what's going on. So it's, and then hearing Emily Vavra.
Yeah, that was so good, huh?
Right? I went and made a shareable right away of like one shareable thing that anybody can text anybody that has the weekly stuff that's going on. Like just simple stuff, right? It made me start updating things, and because I just don't think it's streamlined enough.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, Emily was amazing. If you guys haven't seen her, it is in the Performance Club. What we did, I'm getting the replay in a couple weeks is what they think on the whole radical duplication. So this was a gift. As far as us being in the War8 thing, it was a paid event and it was crazy good. So anyway, she brought to light a lot of things. Cool. Amy? What's your number?
I don't have it yet. It's
Okay.
all printed off. I've started reading through things, but both of my work block times were completely smashed this week.
Yeah.
And I know it's excuses, but I just didn't get it done today.
Well, you had 27 guests. So you were a lot.
I did like half of what I should have done for homeschooling. So there's that too. We'll be
Give
doing
yourself
homeschool all weekend.
that week, sister. You had a huge week, and then Elfie, I mean, it's just, so take that as a win.
It is. And now I want to know how I can go forward and still do what I need to do and still continue the momentum that we just created last night without just like losing myself. So, yep. And then I'm trying to figure.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'm just trying to figure out getting more people to Sioux Falls tomorrow versus virtual, and coordinating my family too, because I'll be missing a piano recital. So
I
all the
know.
things, all the things happening.
We're missing a dance competition too, you know. But I feel like LifeVantage is at this place, especially because we're getting some new, you know, in-person things. It's kind of like a relaunch, I feel like, for the company as a whole, just because it's like we're starting to build. There's just in person. I mean, I was talking to Brandon this morning and he just said in person is just better.
Yeah.
It's just.
And we're kind of starting off from zero again with getting that behavior ingrained in people, right?
Yes.
Because there has been a 2-year hiatus almost on people doing it. Like the last live big corporate event was 2 years ago, because the one right before COVID was in Mexico, and we had a quarter of the people that we would typically have at a live event. So it really has been 2 full years. So we really have to re-ingrain that into our community, that's a vital component of what we do.
Yeah. And I would say, I guess, I mean, all 3 of you had Road to Convention tours. So I would say taking that momentum now, and when you come out of a big meeting or a meeting, it's like, okay, when's the next one?
Yep.
Having that plan so that everybody is inviting to that next one. They're committed to the next one. They've got guests that couldn't show up. No problem. We have another one.
Yep.
You know, next week, this is the time, this is the place. I'm so excited to see you. And then talking about what happened last night, Amy said, it's so fun because they have people ordering that were going to be coming as guests that didn't get to go, but they're ordering because of the excitement of last night. There's just power of the energy in keeping that going. So I would just recommend getting another meeting set, and then have your people start getting involved, and then you know, to keep it going, you are going to have to be involved, Amy, you know, and Tanya, Isa, because we are getting that momentum started again, but keep getting other people involved, like lift them up and get them doing the sign-in sheets. They can start doing, they don't have to, like, somebody can be the Eventbrite person, you know, or if you don't do the Eventbrite, they can be the person that is going to do tracking of the guest, the sign-in form, which we have these forms in One Person Big Difference, by the way. You know, getting the you know, labels, the name tags, you know, one person can be in charge of that. So, and then it keeps that excitement going. Just because they know that they're responsible for something. There's just energy behind that. So, or asking one of them to have it in their home. You know, hey, can you invite it? Can you have it at your home? And then everybody's inviting to that. And then there's power behind when it's in your home. Like, oh, I got to invite more, because there's just something different about that.
That was my biggest takeaway, and I knew this the whole week of planning it. Like this whole last week, I'm like, we need an event, but it was such a weird and unique situation where the venue we were in, we're not members there, and so I have to literally either become a member or find another venue that we can keep this going. And like, even when I was closing it up, I'm up there and like, I wish it was like this sick feeling in my body where I'm like, I know I need to be telling everybody about the next event and I don't have it. And it was like the worst feeling ever. And then that was Brandon's one biggest feedback. And I'm like, yeah, 100% noted. So yeah, that's something where it's like, no, we don't just plan one. We always have to plan 2. We have to forevermore have 2. And I don't ever want that feeling again. Because there's just so many people that actually thought that there was one next week. oh, I thought this was next week. Like I was planning on coming next week. I'm like, you have the event in front of you. It says the 16th. But at the same time, I'm like, no, there's my queue. There has to be one next week.
Right.
And so that's what we're doing today is I need to figure out what we're doing and I need to make decisions. And that's sometimes my hardest thing is like, there's so much happening. I need to just get really clear. And my husband's good at that. And he's finally like wanting to help again, but I can't depend on that.
Right.
And so, yeah, so like kind of looking over these numbers, like it's just crazy how like as we're going through this too, like we're actually living it
You're
in our
living-
business.
And Amy, I can guarantee, well, I can't guarantee it, but I will probably say you will have the most guests out of all of the Road to Convention tour in the whole US. I don't know it for sure, but I can about guarantee it. So I want you to like, that gave me chills even saying that. I want you to soak that in because I've lived what you're living totally. And I know it's a lot. But it's worth it. And I'm just so proud of you. And I was telling everybody in the FAB as well. And Brandon and Seth this morning, I said, she's been manifesting this. And you guys, thank you for taking time away from your family. Thank you for doing this and this and this, but it's happening. And it's the time that you put out and you believed in. And when the question came to you to do this, you committed. And you were scared and like, holy crap. And you've never done a huge event before. Like how the heck do you even do all those details? And you did it. And you had multiple people with 5 guests. They put out an incentive to, if they get 5 guests or more, they get swag and do different things. You did that. Like you did it. So take a deep breath. And just be excited and feel that it's happening because it is, it's super exciting. So.
Yep, I'll probably be dropping some cash here pretty soon to become a member there because I know that they're not going to shut down due to COVID.
Right.
Like they won't shut down like a lot of places around here do. So.
Hey,
we need places.
I don't know how much it costs, but sometimes, right, we have to invest in different things. And you can, if it's a business expense and if other team is going to do it, there's nothing wrong with, having other people invest in it as well. Or you can have in the future, you can charge $5 a head, $10 a head, whatever for distributors. And then other people, it's free for guests. And then that money goes into the pot to pay for that. That's totally perfect.
That was going to be my next question. When people were building this business, like they said they built an empire and I didn't get to ask them this question in the hotel. And I was like, okay, so if we were to duplicate this process, did distributors always contribute at the door when they came in?
Yes.
Okay.
It was very rare to not.
Yep.
Guests are always free.
What we did was, we tried to keep it as minimal as possible. If we could get it down to 5, we always tried to. And then anything that we had left over, we would just put it into a pot where when we were doing a bigger event that cost more, then we could reduce the cost for everybody again by utilizing some of that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We kept a bucket.
Amy, are
Sometimes
you
leaders,
oh,
go ahead, Isa, sorry.
I'm sorry, Michelle. I was just going to say, are you going to keep them in public places because it's easier than having someone host at their home, or?
Yeah, it was always on me in my home because a lot of our people just don't have, they just aren't, it just wasn't happening. And so I think if we have a central place that is a location that people feel comfortable, everybody loved it there. They loved it. And everybody wanted to come back. And like so many people were saying, man, I want to bring some, so many people, like 20 people canceled in the last hour.
Normal.
Literally. In the last hour. And so they're like, we want to come. And I'm like, that to me just kind of felt like that was the right place. I've been hosting it in my house, like smaller meetings at my house. And that's just way more stress than even this. That's crazy. I don't have a housekeeper.
It's a
So-
lot. Yeah.
I would rather pay to have a place to go. But
Well, and that's
Anyway.
what works for you and your team. And if they love to, to promote there, that works. I mean, I know a couple people, have actually rented out a space for their team. And they that's their business place of work. And they take it as it's a business and they invite there and they do things there. And I don't know if they have an area for a pool or, different things like that. But then they have team celebrations or, I mean, it's endless possibilities of end of the month stuff. Let's go swim, let's go do this, but then we're going to go into this room and we're going to bang out end of the month calls. We're going to rank advance, we're going to get performance club 5 for 5 and just make it like a celebration. I can't wait for our house to be done because that's all in my head of people just coming there and us cranking, that type of stuff. So, but I know Isa, we all love in-home stuff, but not, I agree. I mean, I think of, Seth talks about one of Amy's distributors, his house being so tiny and, certain people, they just will never do it. So you have to, your market and fly with it. Cool. Congratulations. Isa, do you have your number?
I adjusted it a little bit because I came in at 30, you guys.
Yep. Good.
But no, I'm sorry, 28. I was originally at 32. And after I looked at some of these things, I'm like, okay, I think I'm overshooting, areas that I definitely need improvement. So after I adjusted 2 of the questions, I came in at 28. I just, a lot of it I attribute to you guys and to our systems, where I know that we have good duplication and systems and flow because the one person big difference site, the launch guide, all of these things. I know that I need to get better at, I know what some of my people's goals are. I know what they are rank wise, but really helping them to narrow in on those as well, because that's what I'm learning to do.
Right.
So I don't think I've been a great leader in doing that because my goals are so big picture oriented and I'm having to really okay, what's it going to take to get there, step by step. And I found myself a little bit frustrated this week doing this, or it just shines a light on where I definitely need improvement.
Me too.
Oh, and I don't know I don't want to be negative, but I wanted to just share with you guys. I felt a bit of, and I don't even like to use the word overwhelm. And I don't know if it's because I just came back from being sick, but I felt so much this week, I'm running for the trip marker, the trip, my little trip tracker here, and my Activate and Energy orders, and then my distributors and this and that. And I was feeling really good at the beginning of the month of my activity. And then I started to feel then the plum came out and I started to feel really overwhelmed, you guys, of whoa, where am I focusing? Where am I focusing? And so I just had to tell myself, all right, just keep doing what you're doing. Ask people what they need, find out what their needs are and fill the need. Because I've been super trying to have business conversations this month and not just getting a ton more customers. So
Right.
I don't know. It's all just, it's what we always do, right?
I think it's so wonderful how you caught yourself though. You have that feeling and be like, okay, I don't want to use that word. And then, catching yourself and having that conversation of where do I want my focus to be instead of, because I've had it in the past where you do have this come at you, this come at you, this come at you. And then what happens for me anyway, is that it just stops,
Right.
you can't even move and focus on anything because there's just so much. So to even take it and be like, I'm focusing on my main focus this month is distributors. And if they want to talk more product, then I'm going to talk more about activating, energy, and we'll get a point here, but keeping your focus where that you want it to be. I don't know, Sean, anything on that?
No, I think it's the allocation of time, right? And being intentional with what you're doing in activity. And so if you can determine how much time do you want to spend the rest of this month upselling current, with Plum, then that'll allow you to say, okay, I spent 10 minutes today out of the hour I was doing stuff. That's what I set as my max time. Now I need to move on to prospecting and getting the business in front of people and following up. So as we continue to evaluate, what is our intentionality of the action that we're doing, that's going to help. And for some people, they love that. Like Amy said, like Grant's thing is to, set up structure and have almost spreadsheeted action of intentionality. That isn't me. Like I like to flow in and out, but I know that also distracts me sometimes from doing what I should. And I know, like Michelle, her mindset is to have 10 things scattered here, and she's doing all 10 at once. And then if a notification comes into her phone, she jumps over here to grab that. And then a text message comes in and she comes over and grabs that. So, there is a balance there of, if you understand the amount of time that you want to spend on something, and then you have the ability to then self-focus and say, okay, from 10:45 to 1:15, this is all I'm concentrating on. It doesn't matter who texts me, who calls me, what, comes down on Messenger. I'm not looking at it. That's all that I'm doing for this 30-minute block. And then, that might help alleviate that feeling of, I have 20 things to do and I only checked off 2 of them now.
I have to put my phone on airplane mode if I have to focus.
I can't even look at her phone. Like, it is so overwhelming to me with the stuff that's popping all over it. But I know that that's how she operates. But for me, like, I can't. I go into overload right away on it.
I think that'll help me a lot, Sean, is just saying, like, okay, I'm trying to go through Jenny Bacon's downline. It feels like a lot of different things. And I think if I just time block, and like I said, my brain focuses on the big goal, and all I can think is, I got to hit 50 grand. I got to hit 50. I got to hit 50. And it's like, and I know that it takes all the little steps to get there. And it's taking it. I found this week, it tried to steal some of I felt like I wasn't doing anything this month. And I'm like, well, shoot, I have gotten 5 for 500. I already have gotten 2 distributors, but it's not enough. And so that's just where my head is right now, is like, I've got to have 3 other people doing what I'm doing. You
guys just got new distributors, so get them launched.
Yeah.
They're going to do it.
Yes. Okay.
Get them launched.
Yeah.
And don't wait for them to say, what do I do next? Lead them.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Yeah.
And this is also where we can get detailed processes for how to do stuff, right? So Plum Axio is launched. Like, do you have a quick thing to send that you can quickly, in 15 minutes, go into your app, click on distributors, and go through all of your frontline distributors and send them something? And it can be as generic as, have you heard the news? Spice Plum Axio is here. People are loving it warm. Can I help you get it ordered so that you can try it too? And you could run through 50 people in 10 minutes easily. Just cut and paste it from the app directly to them.
This is the thing though, like Emily kept saying too, and for all of us, just the duplication. Like, is what I'm doing, she said, always ask yourself, is what I'm doing duplicatable to my team? And if we're just taking information and then sending it, taking information and sending it, I mean, most of our team, they're also working jobs. Mm-hmm. So if we're feeling overwhelmed, imagine how they're feeling. So I just feel like if maybe we utilize Beautiful Leaders, that page more, and we come together first and we say, okay, here's what's going on. There's a lot that's been happening. We had Axio sampling, then we had the body care on sale, then we had this, and so then you think customers, and yet you want to build your team. So we have to, I feel like we have to help with the focus as well, so that they don't feel that overwhelmed and they know I don't know. I just feel like it needs to be more streamlined and not just so spread.
For sure. And I mean, that goes back to what is the definition of a good process or good duplication? Mm-hmm. It's simple. Everybody knows it. everybody does it and it works. That's it. So if it doesn't fall into those categories, we are making it more complicated and it isn't efficient or effective.
Well,
So
I agree, Ton. Oh, sorry.
no, I was just going to say, so with a process like that, with Spice Plum, let's say that is our message, that we want everybody to contact 10 people today with just sending that. You could do that in 5 minutes. Here's the verbiage. Have you heard the news? You know, Spice Plum Axio is here. It's definitely fall. People are loving it warm. Can I help you get your order in so you can try it? And then my follow-up to somebody that would respond would then be, hey, I know in the past, like if this is customers, I know in the past the business side hasn't been for you. Would you mind us having a 10-minute conversation just so I can update you on where we're at? So then you're accomplishing two different things, and they have a word track on how to expose the business again to somebody via a new product. And so that's going to hit upsell the current. Then it's winning back the old. You know, can you spend another 10 minutes contacting 10 more people that used to order our products but don't anymore? Hey, I know you used to order NRF2. I wanted you to know we have this amazing new flavor of Axio for the fall. Again, people are loving it warm. You want to try it?
So I love and agree 100% with all of that. And Tanya, what you're saying, I agree with 110% as well. And so we can sit here and talk about this stuff and what to do. But as a team, I agree, Tanya. Like, I don't know if it needs to be a committee of us that says when something is released, that day, we are going to have a plan. We're going to have it written out, you know, so that we can message it out to the team. We'll do a quick live on it, not a long one, a quick one, all the information at the beginning, and then 3, 2, 1, go. You know, I think that, and then that's where the duplication with the team, they take the information, and then what a gift. I mean, I know sometimes if I see something from somebody and it's written out already, I'm like, holy freak, thank you, Jesus. You know, because it takes so much time, all the details are in there. I was telling corporate this week, I'm like, this is all great, but we need to know like written out, this counts for this counts for this, you know, all the yes and no's, so that we're not all having these questions and blowing up, like all of our phones, my phone's blowing up, your phone's blowing up, we're all dealing with the same things. So we need to get all those questions and have them written out in one, you know, place. And then probably, Tanya, like you say, in one place have it as well, like one person, big difference in the announcements. Here's where you find it. So everybody knows. If they don't see it in Telegram, they see it on Facebook. I mean, I could MailChimp the different, I don't use it, but anybody that registers on one person, I get them put into MailChimp. I need to do that better. So then I can blast an email out with those details. So there is strategy, you guys, behind like birthdays. When they go in on one person, big difference, and they put their birthday, they're going to get a birthday card. When they go in and they, you know, register for whatever, I'll get them in MailChimp so that I can send stuff. I need to step up my game in those areas. So just so you know, like we have to get here.
And we had to train this week, Skip Campbell, how to do this. So don't think that this is something that even people that are earning the highest money in our company know how to do. Like they don't get it. Like, how do you launch a product? They don't get it. And so that, I think, is part of this promotion as opposed to announcement. Like, we can announce that we have Spice Plum, right? But that isn't going to be helpful. There's going to be a few people that gravitate and do something with that. But if we make it more of that that promotion that we've been talking about, and maybe it's top 3 things of activity you can do this week with the new product launch. And it's giving them that 1, 2, 3 step of here's what to do with all of your frontline distributors, making sure they're aware. Here's what to do with all the previous customers that aren't ordering right now. Here's what you can send. And then the last part, here's how to get this in front of new people or people that have told you no in the past that have never ordered. And so just a quick 1, 2, 3, contact 10 people out of each one of these categories. It won't take you more than a half an hour. Like, to me, that would be promotion of what we have right now.
I think taking that another step too is like promoting using the app. So like in step one, that send this personal message to all of your customers and distributors about this promotion. Did you see the email? Like, and started out, did you see the email? This, and this. And I feel like that's step one, because the app is there to send out that messaging. Like I love that tool. But yeah.
I like what Sean said. I like that too, you guys, because that allows us, we can layer in conversations. Like if you're asking someone, you're upselling the current and they've been a customer for a long time, there's always that room to tell them about Spice Plum, and then ask them also, in the past, I know this wasn't for you, but are you open to having a 10-minute conversation? So layering it so that it feels, it is more efficient. Efficient.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I feel like that's the system for a product launch, is
Yes.
upsell the current, win back the old, and acquire the new. Like that's
100%.
our system. So then that's what we start to teach, so that when a new product comes out, that's the first thing they go to. And we teach them, here's how you tell your current. You go through your app, blah, 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 right? Here's the picture you can attach. Here's the video that you can attach. Here's your script. And that's it, right? And then when they go to acquire the old, here's the video you can use. Here's a script you can use. Like we just do those 3 steps. So it just becomes, like Emily's, like they could do it in their sleep. They know exactly the steps to take every time a new product comes. You're muted, Sean.
Muted, Sean.
Dumb dogs. So here's an example of me doing that right before this call. I had sent out through the back office pretty much that exact thing that I was saying to you to 10 distributors. And I've already heard back from 3 of them. So people are responding to this. And then it's also maybe teaching them how to do it as well too. So like, for example, Kevin Messerschmidt responded right away. I always test everything out on Kevin because I know I'm going to get a response. And his was basically, it sounds like poop. Okay, great. I don't need to contact Kevin on Plum anymore. But Jamie Helms, when I sent the same thing to her, she said, whoop, excited. So my next thing would be, did you get a chance to order it yet? And then another person that hasn't really been active at all, Carmen DeGroot, Michelle. So I sent
she just put an order in.
I know. And I sent the exact same thing to her. And that was her response, was I already put the order in. And then my response was, love it. Let us know how you like it. Have a great weekend. So it's just another touch point with those people and continuing that conversation. But that literally sending it to 10 people maybe took me 5 minutes.
But this is what I love, Sean. Like, I didn't even know that he did that. And it's so good. But that's what we have to do, and get it printed out and put into our group. And then all of us leaders are duplicating that down into our teams and teaching them what to do. Because you're doing it, which is amazing. Maybe a few of our leaders will do it, maybe not. But then it's just going to sit there, because I can guarantee you most people will never think to do that.
No.
It's not that they don't want to. It's so much like learning it, getting it. They don't even know how to share it. So,
yeah. And as time allows, like, you can do all of your frontline people first. That's easy because it's from the app. You can click on distributors. You can go through everybody. Same with your frontline customers. But then if you still have time left over for what you allocated, Isa, that's when maybe you're pouring down into somebody's group like Jenny Bacon that she's not doing it. And then you can have that conversation with those people too.
That's why the app is so essential, I think, right now, because there's a lot of people that are over social media and falling away from it because it's too negative. And so we have to have those tools and those avenues to communicate with people and not just depend on the social media platform, for sure.
Yeah.
But then we also, I wonder too, like I had this example yesterday. She's like, are we still using the flip and the learn? Like, how many people are clear on their first touch video, right? How
Yep.
many people are clear on the system that LifeVantage is using now?
Yep.
Did they get the same messaging that we did? Have we talked about it enough, or do we just assume that all the information we put out there, we're done and move on with our business? I
Yep.
just think we need to talk
And
about
now
that
with the
more.
company, they've realized that, the first touch as far as a company goes is what the team decides. They're not saying this is it, this is that, because, some people love it, some people hate it.
And we had the announcement an hour ago of the point structure and how many points for it. So this is another thing that you can tie into doing a simple campaign with Plum is, talking to your key people, here's how many points you need. It's 250. How many points do you want this month coming from your directs ordering Plum Axio? And then starting this is the script. This is how to contact them. This is how to message. Like
Sean,
those,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
they're just super easy points if
Mhm.
someone's committed to spending a half an hour sending a simple script to people and responding to it. Because like to me, okay, and you guys probably haven't heard it yet. They're going to announce it next week, but for the people that earn Cabo, you're going to get 50 points. So 20% of the points needed,
Huge.
you're going to get next week for earning Cabo.
Don't tell anybody though.
So you guys will need 200 more points. How many of those do you want out of Plum Axio? Can you get 50, another 20%? Easily if we do this right.
I legit, my brain is just fires in stupid ways. I have to see this I have to see the points on paper. Otherwise, my brain just doesn't work.
So the number one way to get points right now is elite packs.
Yeah,
Because
that's 15 points, right?
I think they said 10, but then it's triple this month. So
It's 5. See, that's where I wrote down it was 5 points, triple that for 15 this month.
okay, it could be. But regardless, that's going to be the quickest way to getting points is the elite packs.
And we get 20, Sean, for Cabo?
50.
Oh, 50, 20%. Okay.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you guys, do you all know if we can see other distributors' downlines in our app? You can only see your direct enrollments, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Unless somebody's completely quit the business where it's rolling up to you now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I wish you could dig into other areas, but
Mhm.
Use your back office email, Isa.
That's okay. Yeah. And that's what I usually do is just, I know how to do it through there. And then also, are you guys using the Learn video more? I have been. I kind of got away from it for a while and I wondered if you guys are still using it. Amy, I know you were a lot before, right?
Yeah, I sent it to a few people this month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm honestly, like in this month, the few people that have signed up haven't even watched a video. So my circle back is to be like, hey, you need to see the overview of this. All the people that I've sent the overview to so far this month have not ordered yet. So it's a little bit
I think
backwards.
that,
People are signing up based off of my posts versus what I'm sending them this month.
and great job not having them making them watch, because sometimes people are like, oh, but before, make sure you watch this, get them in immediately.
Yeah.
I love it. I think I've been having more of that as well. Hey, this, they'll see something and then you get them in, then I add them to Vitality Living, keep building their belief, social proof, then get them, I was talking to somebody the other day and they were like, thank you so much for just sending me stuff off and on. When I think of them, thought of you, watch this, not just a bunch all at once. So
But that's, then again, if a team member came onto this Zoom right now, what is the system that we're going to tell them? Like, what is the one thing that we're using? I mean, because I find too, like, because I ask enough questions up front, I typically just need to send them the first touch and then I just direct them to what they should order, right? And I love the videos on the website. I love that they can see the video of the product. But team members and new people want to know, tell me what videos to use. And I've
So-
been telling them, use ABC or Nerf 2. Find which one you love the best, which one speaks to you. But we hear over and over again, have a 4-minute or less teaser video. Like, that's a sweet spot. That's what a lot of leaders say.
I mean, we built our business off of one that was 12 minutes. Like our ABC primetime, the original one was over 10 minutes.
In our mastermind this week, we were talking about this, and the first lady that spoke, hers was 25 minutes. So I know TikTok did destroy everyone's attention span.
I don't think
Okay,
that that's
that's
true
fine.
though. I think it's as long as there's enough value there, people stay tuned into it. But if I get onto a live that the first 3 minutes, they haven't said anything that has any value to me and they're setting it up and I still don't know what they're talking about, I get off of it.
Yeah, our team, we just need to coach our teams better to edify. Cause like,
What
you
it
know,
is.
it just really is. They're slinging videos and people aren't knowing what they're watching. And I'm catching that too. And I'm like, yeah.
And I think another thing we have to ensure too is that as we're doing this, like we're making sure that there's exposure to the business because right now that isn't happening. And, you know, so I would be very careful on if the strategy is to send them a video and then share what products that they should get, like where in there did we eliminate them from being a business builder?
I know what you're saying, Tanya, because, you know, we do want to have exact, like, especially because Tanya did listen to this duplication thing, the radical duplication as much as she could. And we talk about it all the time. I have a fly in my office that will not stop jumping on me. And then we have, you know, that area of meeting people where they are. They got excited about, oh, they saw a post on Axial. Well, so I do think it would be great if we had a person that said they're excited about Axial. Okay, get them in if they're excited first, but then send them blah. You know, then go to the app and send, you know, this, and then skin, like get them in, but then send them that. It is, you know, regarding, and Tanya, we were talking, you know, the other day too about Sean and Dr. Melody's video. One thing that I've always loved about it, and I know it's not for, you know, it's not everybody's, is that there is business in there. And I tell everybody every time when I tee it up, you know what, hey, FY, because it's usually because of the product, 99% of the time at the beginning. And I say, just so you know, Sean, my husband, whatever, talks about business at the end. That might not be for you, but hey, you never know, it might be. But I make it light, like you can shut it off as soon as Sean gets to the business part, but they never do. They just never do. And I've actually gotten several distributors because of that. So it is interesting. And I do agree with that, Sean.
And you're exactly right though. Like in theory, we all want to have one thing that everybody's doing, but I've seen over the last decade that it doesn't matter how much you try to do that, people are going to put a unique spin on what it is. Like PowerPoints, for example. I've completely given up on my mindset that we can have one PowerPoint that everybody's going to use. Even though we tell people it's probably only going to be 80% of what you want, as soon as we release it, I know somebody's going to change the slides. They're going to take some out. They're going to put old ones in. And the next opportunity meeting they see, that's going to be the best one they've ever seen. And then they want those slides.
As leaders, I do think that we do have one set so that we are setting the precedence for it. And Emily did talk about that as well. They need a PowerPoint, here it is.
Mhm.
Go do it, you do that. So, well, that is very true. And it is something that we've coached and taught forever, like use you, and you guys know, we've had these conversations, even when Flip and Learn came out. We all wanted all of it to be the same, but then
I'm
people
not
don't like,
signing distributors right and left right now.
what's
So
that?
when I'm not signing a lot of
Oh.
distributors right now. So when a team member comes to me and they ask about the system again, I still question myself. I'm still not confident in it. And I don't like that because I want to know that if somebody's signing up, I know exactly what to do. And I thought I had this chick locked in for Campbell, was ready to go, and it fell apart. And she wasn't where I thought she was. But thinking about the fact she'd be starting, I questioned everything I had. Like, am I ready to bring her on and give her exactly what she needs to get going? And that's
So-
where I started reading the launch guide and I went back to that. But if we did a one person big difference Zoom right now and we had new people come on, I want to know what videos we tell them to use and what would we tell them?
Well, I
So
would
what-
tell them to launch their business.
Yeah, but it's the launch guide. It's ITT.
Right.
So-
But what video? What are the tools?
That's what we're saying is it doesn't have to be a specific one. So if the two that you're resonating with are the ABC Primetime or NRF2, that's your answer. But there's also the flip. If somebody wants to use the flip, that's an option too. And that's why they left it generic like that. And in the ITT process, it doesn't say which video to use because our group uses a different video than Seth Mulder. Our group uses a different video than Brandon Cunningham. And we've tried a million times corporate wide to get everybody to use the same video. They won't.
Yeah, I'm not worried corporate. I'm just wondering our team. No, I'm not asking for other.
So let me
Yeah.
ask you this though, within the ITT process, when's the last time you've done a third party call?
Been a long
Not for your
time.
team, for you.
Mhm. For me and myself,
Yeah.
no, it's been a long time. And if I did it, it was through messenger or text. It was a voice.
Messenger or text is okay.
Mhm.
People are communicating like that and it's a recognized way to get that third party validation. But that's where I would go back to stripping all this down. Are you utilizing the process? Because everything that we need to build this business realistically is in that launch guide. We
Right.
complicate it with 20 other things, but the launch guide really is like all somebody, if they came in and they didn't have any other tools, they realistically could build it with the launch guide.
Well, I know, Tanya, you really want to have that one. I get it. I have my one. My one is Sean and Dr. Melody. I use it all the freaking time. I honestly don't know what I mean, I don't use anything else unless somebody comes in on Axio. I'll send them, I'm like, you're going to freak out about Dr. Fan and Maria's interview. I'll send them that afterwards, continue to build their belief. As Emily also said in there, she's like, I love corporate, but they don't always put out the best stuff. So we create it. And, they put out their way better than what they ever used to be. But I'm like, okay, we got to step up our game in this area too. But
ABC's been the closest that we've ever had to one tool everybody uses, and that still works. I still
Brandon
think
said that.
that the cartoon that they did is awesome too. It's 5 minutes and it does go through like problem solution.
for the younger kids, especially. What did you say, Amy, about Brandon and Seth?
They said they both recommended the ABC report as well. They said
Yeah,
everybody has to see that.
And Amy Homewood the other night, she's like, I watched the ABC and I was in. That was me. That was so many people. And then with the younger people, you just have to tee it up, or you give them that, something else, I guess, the cartoon
I
but
would go back, and listen to that, the
I
cartoon.
love that one.
Because it is, and it's relatable, right? Like everybody understands your cell phone getting old and gunked up, and that when you update it, it feels like it's running again.
I just love so much the ABC, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, you're gonna freak out. And it's again how we set it up. You're gonna freak out. We are the only ones on the planet that we are aware of that has ever had an ABC investigative report and a positive. We have network marketers galore at top of other companies that say they would die to have that. It's third party to the max. I think it's kind of absolutely crazy in my mind to use something else. I get younger kids. I mean, people are like, that thing is so old. You know, it could be boring to some, but if you tee it up and be like, this is the opportunity, like it's totally how we set that up. I just use Melody and Sean because it's not just the ABC. They see Axio, they see skincare, they hear the business and all of it. And yeah, it's around, 45 minutes to an hour, but it's freaking good. And I make sure that my follow-up with them is good. And I'm excited, like, you need to watch this tonight. It's so crazy. So then they get more of the picture and not just getting in. But if it's a quick thing, I mean, the ABC always has been. I mean, if you ask Carrie and Maria, they will 100% say ABC. If you ask Carrie Dickey, she'll 100% say ABC. But I know Amy has loved the launch and the learn, and a lot of it probably is because of duplication things. I know we were trying to do that. And I think, when we were on our mastermind, was it 2 days ago? This week is crazy. Worry said the same thing again. Before you launch something, make sure that you launch it with your leaders first and then, your team. And so I think that's one thing with the company. We didn't test all those things out first. And, I don't know. We know the ABC works. What do you think, Tanya? I know it's frustrating. I know is that your biggest, is the launch? Because everything else is, let's get a meeting. Is that first touch video? Is that your biggest hesitation as far as bringing on a new person?
I don't know. I just feel like there's just so much that I agree. Page 2 of the launch guide. That's where you start. But it just seems like there's so many.
What do you mean page 2? Page 1? What do you mean page 2? Because it's the ITT?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Page 2, ITT, that's our system. So we have this system for launching someone. But then I feel like so many people are completely overwhelmed and they're in their head and maybe they're not trusting that system, or they don't know what the heck to do on social media, or again, what to focus on. So that's why I love these forces of impact. Do we truly have systems in place for all of this? And I feel like we do. We just need to kind of remind people that it's there. We have social media assets. I was thinking of this too. There's social media assets there. And what if we just set up storyboards for each product? And who says you can't use the same storyboard over and over again?
Oh, totally.
Right? And we had that in place for them so that the people that are working full-time, or someone that comes in new full-time, they have a place to go and they know exactly what they need, where they need to grab it, and how to put it out there, right?
Totally.
There's a system in place for that too.
Yeah, we actually talked to Michael, our account manager, on that I think it was last week and the week before, about having the one place, grab, go. I mean, for me too, I love the 5 for 500 group in the sense of, I can grab, if I'm really busy and I don't have time to create something for my story that day, I can go through and find something and grab it and post it and I'm done. People are busy. So to have some of that, that would take just a couple minutes for somebody to do. But as far as the system goes, the ITT, it's exactly what we've taught from the very beginning. It's just different lingo, ITT.
And, it might be beneficial to have a 30-day, 60-day calendar for a new person. Here's what you post day one. And I know Tara and Rachel were working on setting that up and establishing that, but it's exactly what people going into Modera. When somebody joined Modera, because they have a system of here's exactly what you do
For posting.
So when Rachel posts her like Team Heart launch guide, it is essentially the exact same thing that we have as.
It is, however, yes, but she's gone kind of all rogue the past couple months. So she's kind of going out and doing her own thing, which is, it's her business and creating some different stuff. But she's a marketing genius. I mean, she is she's better than anybody in the company when it comes to creating the stuff. And I wish that I had the skill. I'm like dying to have somebody that can create a PowerPoint in 2 seconds, can create something in 2 seconds. I mean, to have that for our team.
Let's talk about next week in Michelle's R3 here real quick. This will be a good lesson. So Michelle's communication style. She is the persuader. And then when you go to challenge areas, it says that she is needing somebody else to run the details and then she'll do the rest.
100%. It's 100%. I need the freaking stuff. I need to give you the idea. You put it together, make it look amazing. And I'm going to take that and freaking run and conquer the world, period.
I wish that Rachel would contract out everything that she does to just sell it to LifeVantage. Just like figure out a freaking deal there and do it.
She's starting to share more. Like with some of the shareables and stuff, she's starting to put it into some text. Like before she was just like, it's my team. It's just mine. So she's starting, because if we all are working the same freaking thing, we're all going to grow. If you want LifeVantage to grow, we all need to be doing this together, and each of us share our best practices.
And I will point out, there's a big difference between what her team does and what she does. So if like you're comparing yourself to her and what she's doing recruiting wise, she's doing things that the average person can't do because she has volume and she has product that she gives away to get a boosted position. So when you see her earning 2 shares of the bonus pool, it isn't because she's using ITT the way that she trains it. She's using ITT plus giving away money and product. So there's a false appearance out there of how she builds, just so you're aware. So Wizard of Oz, pull back the curtain and you can see different things than what's visually there.
But she does
But
teach.
she is a marketing genius.
She is a marketing genius. Yeah.
You think we need to have weekly meetings that our leaders do instead of Stu? That we know are always available there every week? Someone that
You mean opportunity meetings?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too. And I wonder if, and I would love your guys' thoughts on this, because I know Emily had mentioned, and this is our night of our meeting. It's always this time, same thing, like Monday night, we got this, Tuesday night, we got opportunity meeting. And I was asking Carrie and Maria too, and I don't think you guys really promote Flip the Switch. So even on our updated 1-person launch portion, we're going to be able to take out most of everything. I was updating all of it the other day because it's in the new launch guide that should be out today, hopefully. But some of it still needs to be in there. But I was like, do we even put Tuesday night Flip the Switch in that? Because it's just another thing. And I don't think anybody's promoting to it because they don't know who the speaker is. They don't know whatever. So if we have our team call. So I guess my number one, do we want that in there? Question. I would love that answered in your feedback. Number 2, I totally agree. We need to get all of us in again doing. My question is, do we have a set time every week that happens? Or do we have a calendar that we all put together and then we pick and choose the nights, and then the week, like after that meeting or right before that meeting, we know when the next one is. And then we'll be like, it's going to be this week. This is the speaker. Oh my gosh. because it could be a Tuesday, it could be a Wednesday, it could be a Thursday, it could be a whatever. Because on our call this week again with Rory, he's like, yeah, if you do it the same time every week, you're gonna get, they just know. Like, oh, it's gonna be Tuesday, whatever. And it's kind of like our Thursdays. Are people actually inviting to Thursday nights? I don't think so. And they just know that it's always there. But if we keep it like, when is the next one gonna be? Who's it gonna be? But we know, because we have the calendar for the month, who's it gonna be? And then we can freaking, like, I know when, like, I think back, Sherry Gillespie, she
Yeah.
came to Sioux Falls, we had 24-hour notice. If that, we packed the freaking room because people were inviting, and there was like the, oh my gosh, excitement behind it. So what is your thought process on that? And obviously we'll turn up the promotion because that's what we're working hard on too.
So the only other thing that I think of is, well, we need to always be inviting to the next event. Hey, you heard this information, you're excited. I guarantee you thought of 5 people that could benefit from this information too. Good luck, or like, good for you. We have the same information is going to be shared at this time at this place.
Right.
And so
that's what I mean,
whatever
like
we
knowing
do-
it before the next meeting,
Yeah.
like the speaker knows, and then so they could edify who's going to be speaking.
It almost should be like 2 days in a row. I don't know.
We can do whatever
Because
the heck we want.
people lose excitement so fast if they don't have something to go in, plug into right away. But I don't know. I guess I'm kind of at a point where I just want to be told, do this,
I know. Well,
and then I'll do it and I'll rock it.
but I think in my mind, I'm trying to think like, how do we get away from, because Rory always says too, like they need the little rattle, like little babies, like distraction, like here's a little rattle. Well, what's it going to be next? Like that curiosity in there, don't want to miss out. Like, who's it going to be next? But if we have a calendar for all of us and we commit, like, we're not going to tell all of our people because we don't want them to lose out on that excitement. We don't want that to leak out. And if you want a back-to-back one, okay, tonight, we're going to have Isa, blah, blah, blah. And then immediately she'll be like, and then tomorrow, if you missed it, let all your people know Amy is going to be doing this. And then that's just said, but we know what the plan is. And we can kind of make that calendar be kind of flowing and however we want.
I've
don't
never
know.
seen a consistent date over time work. Never. Like you get great attendance right away. And then month 2, it's okay. And month 3, it's terrible.
And that's what he kept teaching. I mean, we've seen that happen, but that's what he kept teaching. And then I go back, like at the same point when we first started, we were always inviting to Thursday night calls, always, because it was the thing.
Yeah, but
It's the only
it's a
thing.
completely different environment now. I mean, people have
It is.
access to a million things.
Yeah, it is very different.
So I think, in my mind, we would be better off to, again, strip away all the complexity and really give, like you're saying, that rattle. Like this week, here's how you can spend 30 minutes of your time. And it's going to be around upselling the current, winning back the old, and acquiring the new every single time. And here's this week's focus is Axial Plum. I want you to reach out to 10 people, send this. Here's how you respond back when they respond. I want you to send the next group, 10 people, XYZ. And
But what about the meeting that Tanya just mentioned that she thinks with our team that we should be doing?
a regular one.
Right, like regular, yeah.
I don't know.
And Tanya, what do you think?
I mean, I just think our people should be hearing from us more.
Yeah.
think that should be
I agree with that.
I
I
agree.
did it last night and it felt so good.
Yeah.
It just feels good. It's good
Yeah.
for us. I think if they see us more presenting for them, and then I have to rebuild again in my home. Like I have to start in my home again. Like between those two, I just think it's what our teams need right now.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
And maybe it just starts with us making a commitment that each one of us is going to do an open Zoom, 3 nights the rest of this month. It doesn't have to be on a specific date or time, but we're blasting it out to everybody.
Well, that's my question, honey, is
I don't, we can do a short run on a set time. I think that's fine. But if you do it longer, it is going to be like the Tuesday meeting. It is going to be like the Thursday meeting. The attendance won't be there. We've never had it work long term.
And then it kind of breaks up and then you carry that momentum into your smaller group kind of thing for a time. And then you have another big.
Yeah.
I was thinking too, if I'm getting up in front of the rooms in person, I might be able to set up a Facebook event page or something like that too, for people to stream live if they're not there. Or I don't know. I was thinking about that too, because I've seen a couple other people do that. I don't know. Thinking.
The Phoenix market has the best in-person stuff. Like you guys always
I
just
do.
in-home stuff, and you've continued to do it. And that should be what we're duplicating, right? And it's going to suck at first. You're going to have a room of 7 people at times, or 3 people,
Or
or
2.
Or 2.
yeah. But at the end of the day, we know that doing that, you can continue to have success building the business doing it, because they're proof of it.
I think I totally agree that we all need to do it. And we need to get really good at the promotion of who's speaking that night and be super freaking excited. Watching that live today with corporate and their energy was so amazing. Like, we just need to have that energy, and why, and all of us be all in and super excited, showing the, you know, people the invite, showing, you know, in Idaho, here we are. Like, people are watching and they need to feel that energy of what's going on in different places. They get that different FOMO. Now, what are you doing, Sean?
I'm gonna have to leave because I have to take stuff to my daughter. So I was just gonna end with for next week, as you guys are going through this, if you haven't done the communication tips on your R3, I think that was like week 1 or 2, go in there and do that. And if you have done them, I would go in and update the communication tips. But here's how you do it: is when you're in your Cardone dashboard, click on the R3. Your results are going to be there, so you can open your profile, you can read through whatever you need to read through to refresh it. But then right next to that, my results is going to be my communication tips. And when you click on that, it's going to allow you to check these or uncheck them. And then you can edit them if you wanted to change the wording on it. But then you can also add new ideas for communications as well, and then go down and save it. And this will help us as we're looking through the different areas that you are in your communication styles. Just, I don't know, because like we had a message with a meeting with our account manager, and we're asking him, like, how do you integrate this into what you're doing? And he had some tips for us, but we need to first do the activity. So if you guys can make sure that yours is done, or if it's already previously been done, just make sure that it's accurate, and then refresh yourself with where you are and what that communication style looks like.
So before we get off, I just want to have like our call to action between all of us, because so much good conversation's been had on upsell the current, you know, win back the old, acquire the new, you know, this is out, do this, meetings. I mean, so many things were just talked about this hour that we need to get going into our teams. And so how are we going to, today's steps are blah. I mean, do we need to have between all of us like a 15-minute meeting in the morning, you know, at a specific time, 15 minutes? I know there's a lot going on. Like, what do we need to do? Or we put it into something and then we blast it out. I mean, you guys are the ones, like, we take it from our group and then take it over then to beautiful leaders, and then take it over to them, then, you know, blast to the people. What should we do? Because these small things in this short amount of time that we have a plan for this, for our teams, will make a massive difference in all of our numbers. It just will. Like I've been telling Sean this past year, I'm like, we just need to do a few things and correct it. And I know, Tanya, you're even saying it too, like on the page and this, to bring that extra clarity, and things are just gonna go shoom when people know what to do next. And like Amy, what you just said, just tell me what to do and I'm gonna do it. I'm the same way. Like, give me the goal and I'll attain it. If I don't know, I'm not gonna do it. What, honey?
I would say it's getting incentive points for Axio and the energy stack.
Okay,
We have
this is a
2 weeks.
stupid question because I've been in a million places and I don't actually know the answer. Is every single pack that we sell, customer, new customer, recurrent, whatever, everything, no matter what it is, considered a point?
Yes. And
Okay,
you
that's
get
what I
multiple
thought.
points for multiple orders or multiple items within the same order.
Yep, that's why I'm like, I was raising hell with my account manager today because a person checked out with 2 Axios and didn't get I'm like, I literally sent it to you. Like, what in the world? He's like, oh, I made a mistake. I went in on a different, like, no, that's 2 trip points. I need that. That's actually like 6 trip points. So I'm hopeful that they'll give that.
Because
Yeah.
those points disappear in 2 weeks.
I know.
Like there won't be the ability to go back and earn those points. So if you want to start getting people used to a very simplified, here's what to do, that's where I would put the energy and the focus right now.
Do we know somebody that can clearly write up this 3-step process to finish the month strong? Because I'm telling you, I'm not that person. I want it, but I don't know if I can create that. No? Okay.
Are you talking about what Sean said about
Yep,
upselling the
like
current?
Like a 3-step, this is how we end the month strong, do this team. Somebody has to create that.
Well, Sean, can you write out what you just told everybody? Then we can fluff it up and get it going. And we just need the starting roadmap.
Yeah.
That would be super sexy. There are certain things in life that are sexy, and roadmaps and things of that. I'm telling you, that is sexy.
Yeah.
You're getting other ladies here saying with head nods.
Yeah. Super sexy.
We all know Michelle's gonna do special favors for us, for you later, that we could just put it out there.
It's just so helpful. There are certain things that are just so.
Don't overpromise and underdeliver.
Ooh.
Okay, so I
trying.
just sent that in the 10X, but it's literally, this is all that I said was, have you heard the news with the newspaper emoji? Because Michelle likes emojis. Spice Plum Axio is here this month. People are loving it. Warm. Fall is definitely here, but then we need the call to action immediately after that, which I think should be, can I help you? Can I help you get it ordered?
So
And that's going to at least start the conversation, but then we need to lay it out like, okay, go into the app, go to organization, click customers. It's going to show all your frontline customers. So there's probably a 2-minute screen share that's going to need to happen via something, Zoom or whatever, that we can record it and get it into Facebook, but to show them how to utilize that, like to make it super simple where you can hit 10 people in 5 minutes.
So the question that everybody has here right now is, you've just said all of that amazing stuff and print and put that there, but can you give us those next steps? And if somebody has to screen record, I know Amy's cracking up. If you need one of us to try to screen record, we can do that to help create it, but literally have it written. Amy, why are you laughing? Because this is what you need.
It's literally what I need. Grant just stepped out. I'm like, that's Grant's gift. I'm like,
Yeah.
feed it to me.
Yeah, I know.
But Leslie just said, great post, Sean Paul.
I know it worked. It's a good one.
It worked.
And it's simple. I mean, like
know.
if anybody in your organization says, I can't do that, you don't need to spend any time with them right
So,
now.
honey, our dream is for you to say this, put this here, like tell us. We want to be led by you, Mr. Driver, Mr. Leader. Do this, do that. Okay, step 2, you got a response. Do this, do that.
Yeah.
Step 3, do this, do that. And then just imagine Isa, Amy, Tanya, me, take it. We're gonna go do it. And then we'll send it to the beautiful leaders.
Yeah. We do need to think through though, how it will be a little easier with current people on subscription because they aren't charged shipping. But we do need to think through the new acquisition.
Say
Because
that one
all
more
the-
time. I'm so sorry.
We need to think through acquiring the new. I think it's a little bit different flow because it goes from a $30 order to a $40 order with shipping charged on it, and you can't add it as a subscription product, but we can definitely use it for at least a starting point for current distributors and current customers.
So are you like, basically my thought is I'm getting everybody on subscription for Pro Tandem and then we're adding the Spice Plum to their order as a
Yeah.
one-time?
For new people,
Yeah.
yeah, except you don't get the energy stack points. Is that important?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can put the energy stack on subscription, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, without
Okay.
Spice Plum.
Nothing with Plum. So maybe that's more of the focus for acquiring the new is the energy stack. But anyway, let's just start with the Spice Plum for your frontline existing distributors and existing customers, so that we can show them that there is a simple flow process to get points and get quick wins on Spice Plum.
And,
So I will do that between now and 5.
are
So
the
it-
Spiced Plum sale points tripled too? Because everything is tripled?
No,
That- Go ahead.
the only thing that's tripled is the
Distributor.
packs. New distributors of the Elite and the Premier packs.
And everything that you can to do Elite Pack.
Yes.
Like, sell the crap out of it. I have a customer right now that might upgrade to be a distributor. She asked about the $300 pack and I'm like, yes, there's that, but let me send you this other one because the value of it is freaking insane. You get this, you get this, you get this, you get this. I'm like, whatever you want to do, but I'm just telling you. I mean, I put all
they're-
my energy into that.
They're not able to upgrade yet via a link that we send them. They still have to log in and click the upgrade, correct?
Or have an account manager run it.
Okay.
So if we sell the Activate and Energy Stack or an Elite Pack, we can just add Spice Plum onto it. Tell our customers for an extra $30, try this limited edition flavor, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. I have to attend things.
I know we're over, but I think this was a very productive call. Now we just need to put it into action. Everything that we just discussed. So
And
we need to,
Set your personal goals too for how many points you want to acquire. And here's
Yeah.
something that we were also kind of lectured on because we haven't done a good job on it is the PPFs and going through that with people and then rechecking back in to see, you know, what are we doing? Are we making progress? Aren't we? So I think with like even this goal setting, it is important for us to know what kind of the baseline is that you guys are striving for this month for points. And then us touching base in a week from now, and then at the end of the month. Because we want every single person on this coming trip. And the longer we delay point accumulation, the harder it gets. Because there is no rank advancement points. There's no personal distributor helping them rank advanced. There's nothing like that.
And if it does come up, like some people be like, they're not comfortable traveling, like I'm not gonna go for this incentive trip because I'm not comfortable traveling. The company's been really amazing. I have no idea what it is, but they will be doing something special for those people that will not travel. So they don't, want it to be, I mean, the trip is gonna be insane.
And if it's a cash equivalent, you're going to want it because it's not a cheap one. It's sweet.
Yeah, we don't know what they're doing. They haven't told us exactly, but they just wanted to make us aware that, and I don't think they announced that today at all, but if it does come up, or you personally, you don't even have to put that out there probably, but if you sense somebody doesn't want to leave, like one of my best friends here, Dawn, she is just like way out there and she thinks the whole world is whatever. She's like, I'm not leaving South Dakota. And she's an amazing person and she's a top leader in her own company. So she just won't go. But if she knew that she could be working towards something else, I guess if you just know some of those people, you could let them know. You made me hope. Okay. Well, I need to make sure that Sean's getting the right clothes. At least it's homecoming day today. So it's a big day in Sioux Falls. It's so exciting. So they're all like, they got their colored shirts and there's a big football game tonight and we have Brandon tonight and tomorrow. But what do you guys think about, okay, so Sean's gonna work on that spiced plum stuff. And he said between now and 5, because the football game's at 5, so I'll have it done before then. But what do you guys think as far as the meetings for the rest of the month? Should we start planning those between all of us?
Yeah, do we just post it under the that green tab, the LVOPBD on the calendar? Like one person big difference calendar. We're all in that. I don't know if Mark does that. Like I have it. It showed up. LV Blueprint training is on Sundays now. I don't know what that is. A Zoom from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m.
That must be an old
I see that. You're talking
It
on the
just-
Google Calendar.
Google Calendar, yeah.
Yeah, it just popped up though.
Hmm.
It might be Mark that's doing it because he would. I don't know, but you can post it and then we all see it.
Oh, it's so funny. We haven't used that in forever.
It says it was created by Cody McVeigh.
Cody? Sure.
Mhm.
Today?
No, it just says created by Cody McVeigh.
Hmm.
It doesn't say when, but that's the Gmail that's associated with it.
Well, I think like even within our chat, these next day or two, we could say, I'm gonna do here, here, here. But then what do you guys think about announcing, I think, and not announcing to everybody what the full plan is? Like knowing the night before or right before that call, so we know who to invite to next, but like maybe it's just through the end of the month, let's get some excitement on.
Yes.
Heck, we only have a couple weeks.
Yeah, we have 13 days or so.
Are
I'm
we
doing something right now. See if it shows up.
Are we okay with doing like the same night that the other ones happen?
I think so.
Different time? Yeah, okay.
Totally. I don't think anybody's inviting to all of them.
No.
Check the Google Calendar and see if you see what I posted for the 21st.
I see it.
Perfect.
So I can do one Tuesday or Wednesday, the 22nd.
Hey, Sean, sorry guys.
You think Wednesday's a good night, you guys?
I
We're
do.
at church. We're at church till late, and I know like our people like that's just
Kind of always been a church night, hasn't it?
that's a hard night. I mean it. Let's see. I think and our groups go till 8:20 Central. So we can't ever do Wednesday nights.
Last night when I did 7 p.m., just a half hour before like the regular Thursday night one. But I can't do Thursday next week. I'll be out of town Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
And you'll still catch some people on Wednesdays.
Mhm. Right. Should we just try it and see? Like make this just our little
So
old,
then-
our own road to convention within the team.
So like I
I'll
would
do
do the
Wednesday.
presentation on Tuesday and I would say, if you're really excited right now and you want to see this information again, you have like people you think that need to see this tomorrow night, Tanya's presenting on this, be there, here's the time. Like then I'm just automatically promoting to the next night because you're excited, you want it, that kind of thing.
Yes. I gotta find this Google Calendar thing. I suck at Google, like that stuff.
You guys want to do 3 nights in a week, or is that too much, just since it's only 2 weeks left in the month?
I don't think, I mean, because of, shoot, I just made a map, sorry.
Because I could do
Because it's-
Thursday.
Because it's,
Yeah.
triple points. I think it's fine. We do something every freaking day if we want,
Mhm.
you know, but we don't tell everybody that.
Yeah.
But then we promote heavily. I mean, we don't have to do every day, but I'm just saying, I don't think there's too much this month, especially if it's, I just think for triple points, we need to step it up.
You guys see mine? Amy?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't say your name on it.
And I think somebody could double team it. I personally love presentations when there's a couple people because it's just different personalities. We don't have to by any means, but
I'm
I would-
hoping to have another in-home or another event by the end of the day scheduled for next Thursday, so. So anyway,
Well, I'm happy to help out next week as well with a presentation.
Issa, do you see it on the Google Calendar?
Where is that, hon?
So I don't know how we are all in the same group. It's like Mark put it all the Pro 5.
Yeah. Oh, I know how to get to it. Okay, hold on.
I'm looking, but I don't,
Open Google, you guys, and then you go to the upper right, there's a little grid of dots. And you click on all those dots and then go to Google and then click on calendar.
When you're on Gmail, hon?
how do I find your specific, oh, I just need to take out,
You
Oh,
actually
my-
don't even have to open Gmail, just open Google, like you're gonna
Oh, okay.
search.
and so Tanya, you did which day?
The 22nd, Wednesday.
Oh, I see it. I just got other things in there. But I didn't get a notification. Am I
Yeah.
supposed to get a notification?
It just like,
It's just
that's
there.
how mine looks. It just pops up.
Oh, it notified you?
No, I just use, this is how I
Oh.
track all of my calendar scheduling. And so it just shows up in there. I don't know. To me, that's always been easy.
Yeah. I just don't use Google Calendar.
Do we want to
Right.
use, a consistent Zoom with yours and Sean's, Michelle?
I think so, don't you guys?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and we don't have like anything in the evenings except for Monday night.
Do we live stream into Level Up?
We could.
I mean, it's our group, isn't it?
I mean, it's other people too, but
But like, we should literally be able to live stream into that group too, because we have people that we're adding into there for business
I
reasons.
think our team
Mhm.
will be more apt to add people in there if we're consistently showing up and presenting.
Exactly. I mean, when I did a stint of Facebook Zoom to live events, and I had a gal who, to this day, I'm so sad that she Recognition is everything. She didn't get recognized because COVID shut things down, and then she went on to Candy Closet and she blew it up, and she's like literally at the top of Candy Closet right now. Anyway, we were blowing it up on our team for a stint, and she went fast and hard, and we were doing Facebook Live events, and it was a lot to manage. But now that we have this Level Up group, if we are utilizing our Zoom opportunities and live streaming in there while we record, I think that that's huge.
I do too.
And I think,
It's not going to hurt anything.
yeah, and then we can
My
promote
only
them
thing
too.
is, I might be a little less compliant if it's not live into everybody. That's my only thing. But I'm with you. I'm with you totally. There's just something
Right,
about
and I-
our team and showing up a little extra. I'm wanting to walk the fine line.
I know, and so when I want to not be compliant, I might say something where we need to just have a private conversation later or something. I don't know. I don't know if I can get dinged for that.
I'm like, we need to let it flow. We can do that more in home meetings, I know too. But it is fun on those personal Zooms when it's like, but here's the thing too, like, as we're inviting people, we need to be like, who are you inviting? What are they excited about? And then reporting that to the people that are doing the meeting that night. Tell me so that you kind of know in the back of your head, I'm going to have an elite athlete on. I'm going to have a person who's got a kid with autism on that night. Like, you don't have to say autism, but you be like, you know, we have to get back to those basics.
Yeah.
Of the excitement around all of that, for sure.
We're going to all use the same PowerPoint or just go with what we have.
Say that one more time.
The PowerPoint that we use.
Yeah, should we make sure that we all are using the same one? Or, I mean, the one that I have is the updated one that Maria had with the new packs. I don't know, because I don't think the corporate one is updated yet with the new packs, is it? Which is basically the same thing in the 30/30. She just updated the packs. Do you have that one, Tanya, or what do you have? Or what are you
No.
guys using?
I just updated it last night by copying and pasting my own photos to it. So that was updated, but I don't. And then it's so crazy because I asked my account rep for where to find the updated one and they just send me the link. And I'm like, I don't want it. I want to know how. I
Where
want
to get it.
to tell people. And they
Right.
can't tell me. And it's crazy because when I open it, it looks like it comes from what the old back office playbook used to look like. But I can't get there. I can't find it. So anyway, that's what I'm using. But yeah, I just updated the pack slides myself.
Will you just post what you guys are using into the 10X group?
Yeah.
Let's just like look and decide and rock it out. I think it's exciting. I think we should totally mastermind this. What, Amy?
I don't know what you just asked us to do. My daughter was,
What PowerPoint you're using, just post it into the 10X group. Are you using it?
I hate that. I need to freaking figure it out.
Figure what out?
I want whatever Rachel was using on the Level Up overview or
It's
whatever.
in there. It's in the group.
I can't find it.
It's in one person. But we have it updated. I think Maria's is the same. It's in one person in the announcements. I'll show you.
Because when I went to grab it that last time, maybe I did get it. I don't know. It was,
So if you go
Weird.
into the announcements, but it doesn't have the updated pack, so it's not really.
yeah, the updated pack.
So if you get to right here, that post in the announcements, and then you go, oh, not that one. Yes, that one. The Dropbox for the 30/30.
Yeah,
Then you open it up, then you go into the slide deck. And it literally says slide deck right here.
Cool, okay.
But that one doesn't have the, that one doesn't have the updated packs. So Maria's, let me get it to you guys. And then let's see if, let's see.
We just need to plug it in.
Yeah.
Guys, I have to go get Scarlett at school, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we're
switch
way
to my,
over. Go, go, go. Love
I'm
you.
gonna switch to my phone. Can I show you gals something really quick?
Of course.
Michelle, can you stop the recording for a minute?
Yeah.
I have to show you guys post